last second. When the game slows down, who's going to get to the line? Who's going to make the defensive play? Kyle Korver's going to win.
The Spurs built
Kyle Korver's going to take it to the finals. You're telling me that? Kyle Korver.
Well, that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. I mean,
that's what it comes down to.
The Spurs built a dynasty without that. I mean, yeah, they could go to Duncan. They could go to Parker. Okay, well, these guys were established through runs from the finals. That's why we know that. That's why Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan are these household names now. Atlanta needs one run. They have one run, and all of a sudden these guys are bona fide, established players who can take you there. And the Mavs won on that, and the Spurs built a dynasty on that.
You need defense. Who's going to stand in that paint and make sure nobody drives down and gets to the paint when you need to in the fourth and overtime? When they need to get to free throw line, who's defensively for Atlanta, for Golden State, going to make sure you're not going to score on us when we need to close out?
It's not an NBA game.
No, but
so
he put forth the effort. Right. He put forth the effort to go out there and make a difference in the game.
Right, but
and he showed up. He showed up and scored 41 points.
I'm not arguing that Russell Westbrook
I know you're not arguing that point, but
he
made a point to show people that he is the best point guard in the NBA right now.
I totally disagree. Stephen Curry is the best point guard in the NBA, but aside from that, what I'm saying, in a game where defense is optional, Russell Westbrook did everything he was supposed to do. I mean, he did take the most shots in the game, so I would hope that he would score a lot of points when he's taking 28 shots.
And personally, I want Pacquiao to win simply because I respect Mayweather as a boxer, but as a person, he's kind of a jerk, to be quite honest. There's been a lot of PR stumbles with him.
More than PR stumble, domestic violence issues.
The domestic violence
a chronic
issues?
habit of beating women.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing alone right there. There was also, pertaining to Pacquiao, he made some pretty racist comments years back saying that it was rumored that he called him, that Mayweather called Pacquiao a yellow chump. That turned out to not be true. But Mayweather did say that something about Pacquiao cooking him rice after the match.
The guy was wrong. He knew what he was doing, and it didn't take till Baylor was aware of the situation, till the NCAA came down on him for him to realize that he was making a mistake.
The NCAA didn't come down on him, though. Y'all have to realize the NCAA was not involved in this at all. It was just Baylor.
No, but through Baylor, he found out that he was in trouble. And he didn't make it. He didn't bring it upon himself to say, "Hey, I was wrong," until he was caught.
Well,
when he was caught,
every human being does that. They're not. A lot of human beings are not going to be like, "Okay, I did this wrong thing." They're going to wait until they get in trouble.
Yeah,
they're not going to confess.
And that's the point. They're going to wait until they're in trouble to acknowledge the fact they're in trouble, and that's what's wrong about the situation.
But the bigger picture, honestly, though, is what are we going to do for these athletes who are in these positions? Because you don't want your athletes to be.
Well, hopefully the NCAA comes up with a better solution for this.
Whenever a player with his character comes out of the draft, I think it's going to be hard for him. With all the money, he's going to get a bunch of money being a first-round draft pick. It's going to be hard for him to change the way he's done things like he has in the past. I mean, it was only last year that he stole crab legs from a store.
Yes,
so
I believe you already
it's really hard to change your character in that small amount of time in only just a year, but I do feel he has matured a little bit, but I think it will take some serious work for him to really switch his ways and be a mature young man.
All right, what do you think?
I think he is ready. I know there were those incidences, but at the pre-draft, the combine, and through workouts, the coaches that interviewed him liked the answers to his questions. He had good interviews. I don't think he's going to make the same mistakes because the NFL cracks down a lot more on shoplifting and other things. So I don't think he's going to make the same mistakes.
Absolutely, because whenever somebody's in trouble like that, they expect people to have their back. And when it's something as big as an NFL football player, you have a lot of stuff going on, and it's all going to be fed up by the media. The media is going to eat that stuff up. And so whenever something's going on, you got to have somebody behind you to help you out. And Adrian Peterson really thought that the organization would be behind him through the entire thing. And now that it's shown that they weren't behind him, he's really wanting to get out of Minnesota.
Okay, it's not, your typical PEDs that he's taking to make his performance better. This is crack cocaine we're talking about here, people. Like, this is not just some Joe Schmo drug. Like,
I think that's the most Joe Schmo drug.
But it's still crack.
It's crack cocaine.
As an athlete, Okay, I see what you're saying.
She's about to school you on drugs right now.
I'm no doctor or anything, but you have to take those things more seriously. This is his second time coming around, so saying we're going to treat this as a first offense. What does that say to your other players?
I don't agree with Arizona on you on that. I don't.
Why not?
Because, I mean, they've been shaky. They haven't been consistent. They'll win a bunch, then they'll lose.
This is all speculation. Maybe not. Yeah. These are teams we don't know what the bracket looks like. These teams may be even in the same region.
Like. Yeah.
But still, Arizona, Stanley Johnson, he's going to get them there. They have the experience. They have what they need to get to where they need to be.
I mean, they got what they need to get to where they need to be, but can they pull through to win it? I don't think they can. I definitely don't agree with you on
just because you don't think they can?
I think Kentucky has what they
well, of course Kentucky, but that is, of course, if they...
Of course it's Kentucky, but I mean, I think Wisconsin and even North Carolina has a better shot.
North Carolina, those 2 losses to Duke, that's going to fuel them to get
exactly.
The Final Four.
That's why I think they
have
a lot of emotion. Than Arizona.
He has the superstar quality. Like, who will be that guy?
Jaleel Okafor.
Towns.
Jaleel Okafor.
Towns is a shooter. He's got way better offense than Okafor.
No. Oh, my God.
He's a center that can stretch the floor, go out, make a mid-range shot. Okafor can't do that. Okafor cannot do that.
Yeah, but how does Towns carry a team?
Towns doesn't need to carry the team. He's playing for Kentucky. Towns does not need to carry the team when you're playing with Kentucky. They have 10 players that 5 of them can go start on any other team.
Absolutely. I mean, granted, the entire Kentucky starting lineup, like every year,
the leading points per game leader for Kentucky is like 11 points. They're so balanced. No one's carrying that team.
Right before we came in here, I was on social media, and apparently, according to the rumors, DeMarco Murray's he's been in contact with Chip Kelly because he just wants to give him a, hey, how's it going, Chip? I used to room with your current quarterback that you traded for yesterday, in Sam Bradford at Oklahoma. So I don't know if there's like chemistry between them. I don't know what's going on, but
Chip Kelly is another shocker of what he's been doing.
Everything he's
Trying
been
to figure out what exactly he's doing with all of these trades is exhausting.
I disagree. I think Michael Sam is the one that's not ready for the NFL, and it's by what one of the scouts said, that it's not that his play has diminished, that his skills have diminished, but it's more it says that a scout said he thinks he's a superstar, and it would be nice if he would do something on the field to back up his attitude. So what that means, well, he's drafted, so yeah, and maybe if he hadn't came out, he wouldn't have been a 7th round pick, he would have been a 3rd round pick. First of all, he was a tweener to begin with. He's not the biggest guy, but he's not the fastest guy either.
Well, his 40 time slowed down, just like everybody's at that veteran combine. But do you think that the CFL might be a better option for him?
No. See, all these other, not the CFL, not that he thinks he's a superstar. He is a superstar. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year and first team All-SEC.
There's plenty of
the
SEC
best
defensive
conference
players
in college football.
Look. Every SEC Defensive Player of the Year isn't a Hall of Famer. My point is that even though he did that in college, it's a different game. Tim Tebow was
never
amazing
got the
in college.
chance.
Yeah, but okay, it's because right after the draft, he came out and said he wanted to do a documentary on Oprah. He hasn't even stepped foot on the NFL.
That's his problem.
He's already trying to build his fan base before he even produced.
Rams coach Jeff Fisher said he believes he can play in this league after seeing him record 11 tackles and 3 sacks, including team leading 6 tackles in the last game. This guy was the best team.
So what you guys
best defense in the league.
So what you guys are saying is that he did not do a great job. He didn't do a great. Hey, I'm right here. So what you guys are saying is that he didn't do a great job of trying to convince. He
did a great job on the field, but off the field, you see what happened.
His attitude is the problem. He just because he's gay, he's not a superstar. He has to treat himself like every 7th round pick doesn't have a documentary coming out. Okay, so the fact that he did that, it already
tells you where... Every 7th round pick's not Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC either.
But the ones that are, do they have documentaries?
No, but they're in the NFL playing.
Right, but
Name me an All-American from the SEC that's not starting in the league right now.
But
they all are.
But none of them tried to make documentaries before.
All right, guys.
I understand. That's what I say. He ruined his chances.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You guys made really good points, and it's going to be interesting to see,
he's
what's
a superstar, though. On the field.
He's a great player. No doubt.
He a superstar?
All right, guys. All right. And the same thing happened with Mac Brown. He faced the same demise,
That was a different kind of thing, though. Mac Brown is football. Texas is a football school, not a basketball school.
But you're still getting fired for your team being crap.
Yes, you're getting fired.
Okay, but what I'm saying to you is that he still faced the same demise regardless of the situation.
But Texas is a sports school, period. It's not, I mean,
Exactly.
it's predominantly
They're
football,
predominantly
but
football.
you have, Texas is known for their sports, baseball, football, basketball, all of it.
But here's the thing: is Rick Barnes? He got so much more time than Mack Brown. Mack Brown got like I think 3 straight seasons of like a losing record. Then they were like, bye.
He had
See you
7.
later.
Rick Barnes
had 7. That's
seasons.
that's a lot more time than Mack Brown, because Mack Brown had 3 seasons. Rick Barnes had 7 where he was bad.
Okay,
That's a much shorter time.
Let's talk coaches. Who's next?
Well, you either got you have Wichita State coach Greg
Shaka
Marshall. He was at Wichita State for 8 seasons. His record in the last 3 seasons was 95-15, which is great. And then he had 1 Final Four season, and then he had 1 undefeated regular season as well. So he's going to be one of those top guys, and I think he is going to be that guy for Texas.
I'm liking Shaka Smart over Greg Marshall. I think he's going to come in and he's just going to rejuvenate. Because Shaka Smart's taken Wichita State and made them like way better of a program. And now if we can get him to come into Texas, maybe he could take the Charlie Strong approach, come in, be no
Wait, but
crap.
you just said you thought Shaka Smart was a better option, right?
Yeah, if he comes in and takes the Charlie Strong approach of no crap, no nothing, you're going to hold yourself to.
You're confusing schools. Okay, I see.
Charlie Strong coaches at Texas now, like what Mack Brown.
No. You said VSU would be, or Shaka Smart was.
You said
with
Greg
WSU.
Marshall.
I know what I said.
I know. I think Shaka Smart's a better option than Greg Marshall.
Okay.
Mentally and emotionally for this organization was what matters most. For the young players, they grew up idolizing this guy, his talents. Back in the good old Jason Giambi, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettit days when they were, in it for the pennant every year.
Just named a bunch of steroid accused people, but I see your point. My childhood is still attached to Rocky Palmero and Juan Gonzalez, so I can't hate on what you're saying. I just couldn't help but notice that.
I'm trying to think of something positive because there's a lot of negative things you can say about A-Rod. But he's good for young players looking up to him. The veterans in Beltran, Teixeira, Gardner, they respect what he's done physically and mentally to come back. The owners love the ticket sales he's going to bring. So the only
absolutely.
That's all he is revenue. That's all he will ever be till here on out till he retires.
He's the face of the game. What do you say?
The face of the game? Are you kidding me? He is not the face of the game.
He's not.
He brings in ratings.
I certainly hope he's not the face of the game, and I disagree with saying but he is. He is. You can't argue with that when you think about he missed an entire year. And A-Rod's the name I've heard more than anything else this year.
He hasn't even picked up a bat.
It's obviously Yankee bias, but the thing is, Torrey brings up an interesting point when he says that people still have respect for him. Mm-hmm. And that can show, let's talk about on-field ability for a moment. Last time he played a full season, batted only .244. Still had a .348 on-base percentage, and that's because the pitchers still respect what he can do with the bat.
They walk him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't see $30 million worth of production out of him. There's no possible way that's going to happen.
They make a lot more than that off of him.
He's
so not complaining.
He's not going to produce that much. He's going to go out. He'll hit 20 home runs if he's lucky. He'll bat .260. I don't.
He's not all-star caliber.
He'll be there till he retires, of course. But we're not going to get much out of him. And I don't see what the big deal is. It's Alex Rodriguez. He's been around for years, and he did steroids. They were spinning him. He came back. Yeah. What's the big deal? Why are we making a big deal of a guy that's not going to do anything?
Well, because it's A-Rod and it's the Yankees. Exactly. We have to move on. But it was a year off. It's always hard to anticipate when somebody had an entire year off.
Equal opportunities. So if a woman can do a job just as well as a man can do it, then what's keeping her from doing that 100%. Job? You know what I mean? Like if you're working at Subway and a man can make a sandwich, why can't a woman make a sandwich too? I didn't mean to make it like that. But
that's a great analogy.
Go make me a sandwich.
I like that.
Interesting. All right, Tori, what about you? What do you think?
Personally, I thought it was funny that this got so much attention. I referee sports here, and I'll tell you, no matter whether you're a guy, a girl, cat, dog, it doesn't matter. You're getting cursed at every game, every play. Every time you blow a whistle, somebody in the crowd screaming at you, somebody's parent, somebody's coach. It doesn't matter. People treat refs like crap.
Those guys can come back. I think there's a slight chance that maybe a wild card seat. That's really optimistic, though.
Yeah, they're going to have to progress in a microcosm. They're going to have to do it really fast and really quickly. Anthony, real quick.
You look at last season. Through all the injury bugs, they brought up the young guys, kind of threw them to the mosh pit real quick. Said, "Hey, go win us some games." I mean, it wasn't pretty, But people like Nick Martinez last year, who got to get the taste of the big leagues, he's doing well so far this year, and that's kind of a high point.
Hopefully we don't have to do some premature bringing up of like Gallo and all those young names, and hopefully the attendance record isn't playing into those decisions.
Well, don't you think it's kind of interesting that Chip Kelly has all these quarterbacks, but doesn't really have a quarterback?
Right, and everything you said, you talk about college. You know what you didn't say? The NFL. This is the NFL. It's different. You know what? So, and we're talking about will he fit in the scheme? Will he fit on this roster? Is the first question.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
I think he's
because in
trying
20,
to
Tebow's proved he can play on an NFL level already. He's not the greatest passer in the world.
Let me throw out some numbers for you. 2010, 50% completion percentage. 2011, where he went on that miracle.
He's not a passer.
When he went on that miracle run in 2011, 46%. Then he went to New England, okay? And under Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, this guy completed 39% of his passes.
He's not a great passer.
82 quarterbacks that preseason.
He's not a passer.
Okay, you have to throw the ball in the
NFL. In Chip Kelly's offense, first of all, they have DeMarco Murray. They're going to be a run-first offense. They're not going to be slinging it 40 times.
Run first,
okay,
but the pass comes second.
Do you think that he wants to get Marcus Mariota still? Do you think that's possible?
I mean, of course, he would love to have him, but I don't see that happening just based on the draft order, and I don't see them really trading up to get anything crazy to give them. But like I said, they're a run-first offense. They made it work somehow last year with Mark Sanchez. So having Tebow there, they're going to have him in goal line formations. He's not going to be starting the game at shotgun.
He might not be starting the season with the Eagles.
But anyways, he doesn't have to be the starter. He's going to come in at different parts of the game.
He might not even make the roster. You know what? The only place that this kind of makes sense to me is Riley Cooper was his roommate in Florida. Riley Cooper has chemistry with him. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I mean, you got rid of Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, LaShawn McCoy. You're getting rid of all these superstars, and then you just bring the NCAA to the NFL. I don't know what he's doing.
Me, I hope he fails. I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm kind of scared.
Exactly.
I'm not scared at all. This is Tim Tebow.
You never know what's going to happen.
It's Tim Tebow.
We all love talking about Tim Tebow.
Unless you brought him there to pray
all right, guys. Up next on Sports Zone.
Even attack that. She said, so if I was a college dropout, I could do what you do. And you know what? What's that? That's giving the ESPN reporters a bad name. Just because if she does that, who else will be doing it that wasn't videoed? And you could tell that she didn't know she was being videoed until the woman said, "I'm going to show security the video." Then she looked up at the camera and she looked like, oh, I'm in trouble now. So I don't think
she continued. She looked at the video and she began threatening, "I'm going to sue this place, and my skin's crawling for even being in here."
And she said, "Oh, I'm on TV" or something like that. So it makes me sick, especially being up here, like being on TV. It makes me feel like, I kind of want to be somebody like that, but not act that same way.
That is it for this season of Sports Zone. I have greatly enjoyed berating the opinions of my colleagues for your viewing pleasure. Remember to follow us on Twitter at NTTV #SportsZone. I, along with the rest of the SC fam, went to you to stay safe. Have a great summer, and we will see you next season.